What's up, everybody? It's all happening. Welcome to the Rob and Robin Show. It's the Rob and Robin Show. Oh, how are you, Robin?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm super. Um, we were talking about a lot of stuff before the show, which we're not going to talk about. So don't ask us. No, I'm just kidding. we were we were just setting up the. We got the new cam. We got the correct camera set up. We didn't have that last week, but we do now.
Yeah, we're doing good. How's chat doing?
Yeah, how's chat?
All of chat.
How's all of chat?
I have to enunciate it now because Rob said that when I say it, it sounds like I'm saying Chad, which is just Engorgio as far as I know.
How is Chad?
Yeah, Chad. I mean Chad.
We should totally. Diablo Bob says we should totally do the Bohemian Rhapsody lip sync. Isn't that
Ooh,
like
we could do
7 minutes? Yeah. Oh, well, she's into it. All right. Well, maybe we'll have to do it.
I love Queen.
Except if we do that, we cannot. It's been suggested to us. Well, actually, we can upload it to YouTube. I'm thinking in terms of monetization. But if we did that, we just couldn't monetize that episode. I don't care about that. We could do it. All right.
Oh yeah, that'd be fun.
We'll save that for the future. Now, do you
For
want
sure.
Do you want the whole thing, or do you want just the Wayne's World part? That's what I'm wondering.
What's the Wayne's World part?
Oh my
of
God!
Bohemian
Oh, here we go.
Rhapsody?
Here we go. She hasn't seen Wayne's World. Oh, I got a headache.
I know the song, kind of. Wayne's World, Wayne's World, something like that.
Yeah, that's how it goes. It goes Wayne's World, Wayne's World, something like that.
Oh yeah, there you go, something like that. I don't know.
What up, bitches? Oh, Caesar changed his name. There you go. That's how you do it. Because I was, his name is Caesar, but he's WLM John, and then I would call him WL John, and then people didn't know what the hell I was talking about. So he changed it.
Oh, I see. Oh, he did change it. Okay, that's awesome.
All right.
I used to get him, like, I would see his name in chat and not know that it was Caesar unless somebody said it. And then I would forget.
Oh, he said he lost all his XP. He lost all.
Oh no!
Because
you should give it back to him.
I could if I actually I can do that, Caesar. I can go in there and give it all to you based on your previous name. So I'll do that. Just
I love you,
send
man.
me a PM in Discord, and Gorgio has just subscribed. What's up? Send me a PM in Discord, Caesar, and I'll fix your XP for you. I'll just add your other account to your current account. I can do that.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
That's right.
So, does Robin know what my tattoo is?
I don't think I do.
Does anyone in chat know what my tattoo is?
Do you know what my tattoos are?
I do. I know all of them.
All of them?
I don't know any of them, no. But it was scary for a second, wasn't it? Darth Vex is wrong. Caesar is correct.
I can't even show all my tattoos on stream.
Now, okay, Robin, do you know what this is? You know what that is?
Yeah, the Federation.
But what is this specifically? This is an insignia. What type of insignia?
The Star Trek.
Yeah, but it's what
Federation.
So on the ship they had blue shirts, red shirts, yellow.
Oh,
so what is yellow?
Yellow is whatever Scotty was.
Nope, that's red.
God damn it. Science officer. No,
there's science is blue, engineering is red, and yellow is. And think of it. Here's a hint. Only
captains.
Well, but what does a captain do? He does what to the troops?
Captains this.
Drake has it. It's in the chat. Okay, it's command. Okay. Yeah.
Command. Damn it. Yes. Oh wow. I was just not doing well there. Words are hard for me. Okay.
And you have how many tattoos total?
1, 2, 3, 4.
And how many can be seen on camera?
1.
Okay, well let's see that.
Okay, so we were showing off Pokemon earlier. I have a Pokemon tattoo. Actually, it's a hybrid Pokemon and another video game that probably nobody knows.
Okay, let me look at this.
It's really hard to show it.
That's a lot of fucking ink. Holy shit. It looks to me like some sort of combination octopus horse with a girl on it. I don't know. Yeah, I'm never going to get what that is. Okay, Oh, it's a Pokemon, but it's got someone writing on it that isn't Pokemon.
That's right. Yes.
Okay.
You are correct.
So I don't know who the Pokemon is, and I don't know who's writing it. But I
Okay,
like it.
so
It's beautiful.
the Pokemon is Umbreon, which is an evolution of Eevee, this Pokemon here. And the writer is a character from this MOBA called Smite, and her name is Awilix. She is a Mayan goddess.
Oh, all right. I got my tattoo in 2016 because Star Trek turned 50, and so did I.
Oh, that's cool.
So now, in 2024, there will be something else that turns 50, and I will put that on this arm.
Something else. Star Wars?
No, Star Wars is 1977. This is 1974 we're talking about. No, Drake, my liver is only like 24.
I don't know what else turns 50. Oh, D&D.
D&D. I'm gonna get the
Yeah.
I'm gonna get the red ampersand right there.
Oh, that's so cool. I
Yeah.
want to get a D&D tattoo so bad. So my other tattoos on my back, like in the middle, I have Legend of Zelda. I'm sure everybody knows what that is.
I beat that game on Nintendo.
Yeah, so I have the Ocarina of Time
Yes.
version of Link, Zelda, and the horse Epona. They're tattooed on my back. And then I have like a trail of stars that starts on my shoulder and goes all the way down my side around my rib cage and like ends near my belly button, kind of.
Wait, so it goes around on which side, right or left?
On my right side.
Yeah.
Here. So it starts on the back of all of my tattoos are like centered or on my right side. So I think the next tattoo I'll get will be on my left side.
Yeah, because it's been freaking me out because I'm super into symmetry.
Right.
So
yeah.
So for 8 years I have to go from 2016 to 2024. I have to go with only one, and it's every day.
Yeah.
I forget it's there until I get in the shower, and I'm like, oh shit! And I think it's a bug or something. I just always forget it's there.
I want more tattoos. I want a D20, or have you ever seen the tattoo of like all the different size dice and then they're lined up with like the D4 at the end, so it's like a dagger kind of,
I have
or like
that.
a sword.
Ooh,
yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool.
I want to do the red ampersand. I might consider doing like a D20 instead, but I think I don't know the red ampersand because that's
classic.
That's the classic thing to do, yeah.
Yeah, and it's so recognizable. But
and I'm gonna be
so
like a
58-year-old dice
getting a tattoo, which is
who
ridiculous.
cares?
I know.
I will probably still be getting tattoos into my like 80s. I don't even fucking care.
I don't fucking care. Good.
I don't fucking care. I love tattoos. They're just really expensive. So if they were more affordable, I'd have so many more.
I want to say, yeah, because mine was only like, I don't even remember what I paid, but it wasn't astronomical. It was like $50 or something. It was pretty cheap. But mine's also simple. And the guy put a shadow on the outside of it. And
yeah, that's cool.
I let him talk me into it, and I wish I hadn't, because he goes, if you don't do that, it's just going to look like a sticker on your arm, and that's kind of what I wanted. But my friend Ida was with me. Ida, she was with me.
Yeah, Ida.
And she said, yeah, I think you should do that too. And then once it's not like you can take it back.
Right. There's a lot of people in chat sharing their tattoos. That's so awesome.
Diablo Bob says, I have no major distinguishing markings except your face.
And Gorgio has 45 tattoos. Holy schnitzel.
Yeah,
I've actually seen some of his.
Seems like
we had a tattoo conversation.
Drake says I should get the ampersand with the AARPG logo under it. Are we still going to be playing that game in 4 years?
Oh my god, that would be awesome. Actually, like, do it. Who said that? Drake? Yes, do it. Diablo Bob has no tattoos. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with not being tattooed. Some people, it's just not for them.
Darth Beck says tattoo artists are out of work the last 3 months. Yeah, but not in Georgia or wherever they're opening tattoo parlors and bowling alleys, the two businesses that make the most sense to open. Fucking Georgia.
Oh my
Georgia's
god.
the new place to make fun of everybody. It's switched from Florida to Georgia now. It's all the same area.
Aw.
It's all that same geographical area. Those poor people.
All right. What else was on our docket
Um,
for the night? Not that we really have a
NP
docket,
Engineer
but
Suite.
yeah, fuck that.
A lot of the
Okay,
users,
tell me why you like it so much, because I've tried it. I just can't.
because you
It
can
seems
copy.
like extra steps.
You can copy. Well, you're probably using it manually. You're probably typing in the name and the stats, and you might as well just type it in Fantasy Grounds. But you can copy a stat block and paste it in as one thing, and then export it, and it's it. That's all the steps. You're done. And
but
if you're
then
doing
you still have to like open that in Fantasy Grounds in a campaign, and then like copy the NPCs or whatever so that you can have editable versions of them,
No.
right?
No.
Or like exportable versions of them, then I'll say.
No.
And then add that to other campaign data that you also want in another module, in the same module. Unless you're talking like editing that whole thing in XML, which fuck that shit.
No. So you can. Oh, right. You can make the simplest form of it would be just to make a bestiary of just the monsters and have that be a separate module. But what I do is I make them all an NPC engineer, and then I just drag them in to the campaign I'm working on, and then they're there.
How do you do that? Oh, yeah, that's what I mean. Like, you
Yeah.
have to copy them, though, right?
Yeah, you just copy them.
Yeah.
But way
No,
less
see, that
work.
just sounds like so much extra work.
No, the way you're doing it is help me, guys, help me. She doesn't understand. The way you're doing it
Look,
is
if
like
I
10
open
times
Fantasy
the amount of work.
Grounds, right?
Yeah.
If I open Fantasy Grounds, I've got a PDF and I'm converting. Okay, so I just right click new NPC. I
Right.
put in their stats and then I copy paste all of their attacks. Boom, done. That's it. That's all you have to do. They're they're there. They're in the campaign data. Everything that
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever.
Digital DM. Dave says Rob is doing it the right way. Thanks, Dave. Thank you, Dave. NPC engineer is the only way in Gorgiosaurus. Where is Theodore to explain why this is so fucking awesome? You should go to the.
Disagree. I've tried it. I just can't.
No, but go to the NPC
engineer
Discord and ask questions in there, and people will. I'm not good at explaining why. I'm one of these people that if shit works, like people email me and go, "Hey Rob, the code on Sneak." I'm like, I don't know. It just works. Don't ask me the behind the scenes. I don't know. I can't explain it. Just use it. Like that's I live my life that way.
Do you remember like 3 or 4 years ago where if you wanted anything in Fantasy Grounds, you had to use parse, PAR5E, right? Do you remember that? Okay.
Yeah, well, we still
because
use
this
it.
was back before you could do custom classes like inside of Fantasy. Like that was not a thing, chat, if you didn't know that. So you used to have to use parse, right? I hated it. Like, I mean, it was awesome because you could get these things, you could make modules out of it with without having to do much XML work. But I'm so thankful now that everything can just be done inside of Fantasy Grounds.
Yeah,
so I'm so sick of using external programs.
Right.
I don't like it.
I get it. The only thing you can't do in Fantasy Grounds itself is you can't categorize NPCs or items. Like you can't list them by. I see that you caught me. You can't, like, how when you open a WotC module from Smiteworks, it'll say NPCs by CR, alphabetical, by type, and all that.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
NPC engineer allows you to do that, but you can't do that in Fantasy Grounds, and you also can't do it with.
You can do it with XML.
Right, but so your thing is to, we're gonna fight. So your thing is to make it the regular way, and then take the XML file, open that, and change it.
Yeah, and just fix whatever But that's the easy way of doing it.
Why isn't she agreeing with us?
Oh my god.
Yeah, I agree, Dave. I don't need that. But, when you're making modules for Smiteworks, they want you to, because I use PAR5E. I use the.
Just call it parse.
Okay, I use parse. The Smiteworks developers, anybody who of the 150 of us that develop for them, we can use that. But I try to avoid it. If I don't need to use it, I don't, because I absolutely hate it.
Mhm.
But I made Acquisition Incorporated with it, and I made all these things I've done that are basically the WotC modules. But if it
So the digital DM said I can manually enter data faster than parse, which is fucking true.
slash ban the
No,
digital.
don't ban it.
I'm not gonna ban it. I'm not gonna ban
But it's
anybody.
true. Maybe that's why. Like my thing is when if I'm doing something with NPCs, I feel like I'm just so good at it now inside of Fantasy Grounds that it's just second nature. I don't see the
Yeah.
point in using NPC
But when I did
engineer.
like Tome of Beasts 2 or Creature Codex
I
or
can
whatever,
understand that.
and there was 450 NPCs,
Mhm.
it was so nice to just copy paste, and then go worry about the whole thing as a whole later. It
Right.
was
Yeah.
so much, because I did that, and I probably I calculated how many hours I saved myself doing it that way, and it was probably over 100 hours of work that I saved by doing it
For
that
sure.
way.
Yeah. I guess I could see it being used.
And I
for
gave
that. I'll give you
Mask
that.
a bunch of money because I really appreciated it, and I gave him, and he used to have buy me a cup of coffee or whatever, and I gave him like a few $100, and then he quit. But now Theodore does it. He took over.
Diablo Bob says, here's an alternate point of view. I fucking hate XML.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody does. Unless you're like, I don't know, a code junkie like my husband.
What
But
state is Remedies from? DP
I
was.
like from or where do I live now or where because I've lived in a lot of states, but from I was born and raised in California. I lived there for 21 years. That is where I'm from.
What does DP mean, Celestian? To me,
I don't know.
to me that means if you order a Whopper DP at Burger King, they give it to you in divided portions. That's the only thing. Oh, Valley Girl, Dr. Pepper.
I am
okay.
not a Valley girl though.
Yeah,
Let the record show.
We discussed that earlier. Totally.
Oh my god, no. I'm so far from a Valley girl.
Gag me with a spoon.
I'm from Northern California. Thank you very much. Please don't. I'm not a Valley girl. Now.
Giants suck. That's what Engorgio said.
South. Do I talk like I'm from this? I could do a Southern accent. It'll make everybody laugh because it's so bad.
Do one, and I won't laugh.
No. Oh, there is video on the internet of me doing a Southern Belle accent in a tabletop RPG game.
All right.
That's all I'll say.
People tell me they think I'm from Minnesota all the time.
No, you sound like you're from
Washington State.
Washington.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I know.
Exactly.
But I live there, so I'm used to that accent.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Because I'm drinking Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
That's why I got it. Dr. Pepper's delicious.
Well, I'm drinking water. Where does that mean I'm from? The ocean? What does that even mean? Anything? So I am of the opinion that people who live where I live, generally speaking, the Northwest part of the United States, don't have an accent. It's a non-accent. It's what newscasters aspire to.
Disagree.
What's the
hard
accent?
Disagree? It's a Northwestern accent.
Right, but if you say to anybody, even people that can't do accents, if you say, "Hey, do New York," or "do Texas," or "do," then people will go, "Oh," and they'll do something. If you say, "Do Spokane, Washington," they'll go, just talk regular? Like, I don't know.
Just talk regular?
Yeah,
but like for somebody from Minnesota, regular to them is not regular to
right,
you.
But Minnesota, eh? No.
I'm from Minnesota, eh?
Yeah.
Okay, that's all you're getting.
But yeah, the way I describe the accent, or the non-accent as I call it, from people from the Northwest, is that it's what newscasters aspire to. Newscasters don't want to draw any attention to anything they say, and it like Brian Regan has a bit about, when you're watching, especially a white newscaster, and then they try to say, today there was fighting down in Guatemala, and they try to hit the words that are supposed to be pronounced not in a white manner.
Right. Yes.
I will call your character Jenny the whole time. Jenny.
Because Bex is playing Forrest Gump when we play the Wendy's game. Boston accent. I love Boston accents. I hear them because I live in Chicago now. So, and the problem I have too is sometimes I can't tell the difference between like somebody from the city, Chicago, their accent, and like other northern accents.
Yeah.
Some of them sound kind of the same, like New York, Chicago, Boston. They have like similar tone things. But we also live a mile from Wisconsin, and every time we go to Wisconsin, somebody there sounds like uber Wisconsin, and it is like
Right.
mind-blowing how close we are to like Chicago and Wisconsin, and the difference in the accents is crazy.
DM Elster, welcome to the stream. Thanks for the follow. Yeah.
Nebraska. Yeah, see those. So that's what I was gonna say.
Nebraska is
Star Slayer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's similar
I think
to here.
central mid like the central Midwest is the neutral. I almost said gender neutral, is the neutral accent of the United States.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I think Nebraska is very similar to here. It's just nothing. There's just no, they don't
Like
say any
Ohio.
words weird. Yeah, Ohio might be another place. Yeah. Like they just don't say anything. They don't have a twang. They don't have a drawl. They don't, there's, like Boston. You're gonna park my car near that. yeah, exactly.
What's wrong with nothing's wrong with Wisconsin. There's just people in Wisconsin who have very Wisconsin accents. I can't even imitate it very well either. The Wisconsin. I'm from Wisconsin. I don't know. I can't do it.
It's Wisconsin.
Yeah, something. I don't know. It's the way they say some things. They
There
almost
is-
sound Canadian.
There is an inordinate amount of people here though that pronounce words wrongly.
Wrongly?
Yeah, and it might be everywhere, but maybe it's just because I live here and I talk to the people here. But it is crazy the amount of people that were even born and raised in this state that pronounce it Washington. Like that makes me crazy. Yeah.
Yes.
And I
I
had a
have
friend.
family who says that.
And I had a friend who said that all the time, and I finally called him and I said, "Why do you say it that way?" And he goes, "Oh, do you mean you want me to say it Washington?" And I go, "Oh, so you do know how to say it right?" And he goes, "Yeah." And I go, "Why do you say it?" I go, "Why do you say Washington with an R?" Yeah, and he goes, "Just to annoy you." And I go, "Yes, but we've never spoken about this before." And he goes, "No, but I can tell." But he's an old guy. He's like 75, and he's not going to change it.
Oh, yeah. So that's the thing. I know a lot of old people who say Borscht, and most of them are from like the South. I think it's a Southern thing or East Coast thing.
Yeah, this guy was from California. That was his origin.
Oh, yeah, that's weird.
And then
because
he did another thing where he would say, like, instead of "I have money, I have cash," he would say, "I have cash."
Oh, yeah, that's weird. Cash? Oh,
yeah,
that's
he would
weird.
pronounce all A's as long A's.
That's weird. I don't get that.
And I get, like, people are like, "Rob, why do you stress out? Why do you get so upset when you hear these things from people? What is it about you that makes you get so mad?" And I think it's because my mom was a school teacher. And
there it is.
She didn't do that to me. As a matter of fact, later in her life, up until her death, I was doing it to her. Like I would say, "Mom, why do you pronounce it Toyota? It's toy, like a child's toy." And she goes, her answer to me, I felt so bad about this after she died. Her answer to me was, "Because I'm so paranoid that anything I say will be corrected by you that I freak out and don't know how to say anything." That was her answer to me.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And I was like, "Okay, I'm done. I won't say anything ever again."
You gave her analysis paralysis.
I did. I totally did.
I love it. See, so I grew up in California, and I had a speech impediment when I was really little, like a really bad. I used to stutter, and like I couldn't form sentences very well, and so I would like skip words or just say the wrong word all the time. It was bad. And so when I took speech therapy until like 4th grade or so, 5th grade maybe, it was like really ingrained in me to, even if you like read a word once and like don't know what it means, if you look it up, you should always like learn how to say it correctly. That was something that, I don't know, it was just like drilled into my head. So sometimes I'll catch myself either like skipping certain sound. Like it's really easy to do with like the T sound, people kind of just roll right over it. But I try to make like a conscious effort, even still to this day, to at least have good diction so that people can understand what you're saying.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm going to type a word into the Twitch chat, and then you say that word.
Etc.
Exactly. And why,
Yeah.
oh God, why do 90% of people say etc. with a K
I
sound,
don't
right?
know.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
I don't get it.
I don't
What
get
about
it.
this one?
I don't get it. Oh
What
God.
about that?
Nuclear.
Exactly. But you get, I swear to God, more than half of people say nuclear.
Yeah, I know.
And
My
it's
husband
a good
used
thing.
to.
Did you break him of it?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So I try to teach people to say the word, like some people just can't, they just can't bring themselves to say it that way. So I try to say, can you say the word new? And they go, yeah. And I go, can you say the
New.
word clear? Yeah. Just put them together, nuclear. And they
So
go, nuclear.
easy.
Yeah, so easy. Yeah, fuck.
So
Makes
easy.
me
Chat.
insane. Chat. How do you say
I know.
chat?
I guess when I say it too fast, it sounds like I'm saying Chad. I
So
don't know.
Vex is
Chat.
asking, why do people say axe instead of ask? So there is this thing called
I don't like
ebonics,
that.
which is a culturally appropriate thing, and like ebonics is where you say that's they problem, or let me ask you a question. So it's like a language of itself that's appropriate for that culture. But if Ray Romano says let me ask you this, then no, that's not okay, and he
Right.
does that a lot.
So our words, what's the proper, our words, yeah, our words like ain't or gonna, are those considered ebonics or are they
No, that's just slang.
American slang?
Yeah, American slang.
Okay.
Ivor
Because I
Mac,
say
thanks
ain't
for the
a
follow.
lot.
Yeah, I say ain't, and
I
I say
can't
gonna,
help
and I
it.
even type gonna, Gonna, gonna.
Mhm. Yeah, I
Yeah,
type gonna too.
and that's okay. That
I'm
because you, yeah, I'm a,
is my favorite.
and
I'm gonna
and
do that.
the British in it, INIT. That's
Yeah,
funny, isn't
I
it?
like
Yeah,
that
I
one
like
too, but I feel like I can't say it because I'm not British. Do you ever feel that way? Like
No.
you hear things from other countries and you know it's a popular term or whatever, but you don't say it because it belongs to that country, not America. I do it all the time.
With England in particular, I feel we can take all of that because of our revolution. Ivor
Can
Mac,
we though?
welcome to the stream. Thanks for the follow.
They can keep some words though, really, because
Well, yeah,
I
here's the words
know
they can keep: bumbershoot,
Fanny.
fanny. They can keep boot for trunk. They can keep
Mhm.
lift for apartment, or flat
Mhm.
lift for
Flat.
elevator. They can keep flat for apartment. They can
Mhm.
also keep aluminium. They can shove that right up their ass.
Oh
these
yeah, that's
English people.
weird. They add like extra eyes to it. I don't get that.
And if you tell a British person
Cheerbits.
you don't
Cheerbits in
say
the stream.
that
Thanks
way,
for the
they
cheerbits.
fucking go off. Like it's just funny.
Mhm.
Drake takes.
Oh,
Thank you for
loo?
the cheerbits. Lou
They
is
can keep
bathroom.
loo.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can keep that.
See, now even though I don't really particularly believe in marriage, I would commit to a relationship for 40 years with a person. I just don't want to sign state paperwork. But I've always had I've always had a fantasy that any girl that I would have a long-term relationship would have some accent, like English or Australian or whatever. That's a big thing for me.
Oh, I love Australian.
Yeah, Australian's good. Good
Good
eye, eh?
I love it. It's like one of the best accents in the
It
world.
is.
For real.
And I love listening to the Prime Minister of New Zealand too. She's fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
A French accent. I like the comedy French accent, Celestian. So, I have a French accent.
I was gonna do it, but you did it way better.
Delete quote 15. What is that? Quote 15. What is it? You realize how long it took me to clean that ball sweat off the van. Oh, GeoQuester, back when he was a human being, is the person that said that. Yeah. GeoQuester. Now you're going to get me started on that.
So, okay, I love the Australian accent so much that on my phone, I changed my Google Assistant voice to an Australian accent. And it's really cool because we have so many Google Homes in our house that my husband, he uses a British lady voice for his, and mine is Australian. And whenever I ask the Google something, it replies to me with the Australian accent. But if my husband asks the Google something, it replies to him in a British accent because it knows the difference between our voices. It's really cool. And then when I'm navigating somewhere, driving, it like tells me all my turns with an Australian accent. I love it. I love it so much.
I change mine every once in a while. I think mine's currently set to British woman.
Nice.
Yeah.
I can't pick the gender of the Australian accent. It's only available as a woman, which is fine, doesn't bother me. But I love it. I love it so much. Siri is better.
Siri's
No.
better.
No.
Here's what you need in your life: Siri,
No.
Alexa, and NPC
No.
Engineer. There is no discussion.
No. No on all three. Hard pass.
People do that. Lately I've been posting stuff on Facebook like Ben Affleck is the worst Jack Ryan and also the worst Batman. Fight me. Or Daniel Craig is the worst James Bond. Fight me. And people get into huge arguments. And I love
the worst.
I love waiting it out and then going and then saying whatever I said, and that's it. No argument. Like whatever I say is the way. There's no discussion about it.
That's right.
It's
Mic
my
drop.
Facebook
Done.
account. Mic drop.
Yeah.
Aussie Siri. Yeah, you have yours on Aussie Siri and Gorgio.
Well, it's Aussie Google, but yeah.
Well, he and Gorgio says he has Siri on his.
Aussie, he has. Oh, I see. Aussie Siri. Mini. Oh, yeah, I see.
Yeah, I know. Whenever I say the digital assistant's name, you got to be careful because then she'll. We could play.
I know.
We could play Hey Robot. Do you know how to play Hey Robot?
If we're talking about, I don't. If we're talking about like the Google Homes, we don't want to say hey, insert the word here. We say hey G if we're like telling each other commands that we can tell it. So like my husband will be like, hey, did you know if you say hey G, it's dinner time, she'll play like this dinner thing or whatever. That's how we get around triggering the Google Homes.
Yeah, I could say hey A.
Yeah.
So we'll play.
See, hey G just sounds so much better.
We'll play.
The switch. Okay.
We'll play Hey Robot.
All right.
So here we go. So someone in the chat type a word that we need to get her to say, and in the chat don't just type a word. type Hey Robot : and then whatever word, and then we'll do that, and I'll go first. So whatever word is in the chat.
Wait. I don't get it.
So what
are the rules?
I'll show you how the game is played. I'll go first, and so it'll be perfectly understand. Okay, so I think S Star Slayer tried to make an attempt, but again, guys,
Lori.
There you go. Okay, so Belle was the first one to follow the instructions, so we're gonna. Okay, so here's how you play. So I need to get her to say sweat without saying sweat. So then here's what I do. Alexa, what's another word for perspiration? Boom! That's how you do it.
That's
Alexa,
awesome.
stop.
Okay.
Okay, so now yours is to get her to say moron.
Okay. Hey Alexa, is that how it works?
Oh yeah, hold on. I gotta turn your voice. Okay, go ahead.
Hey Alexa, what's another word for idiot?
Okay, it might not be. I'm gonna give you. Alexa, stop. I'll do is I'll repeat because the sound might not be good enough. So I'll repeat what you said. What's another word for idiot, right? Is that what you said?
Yeah,
okay.
That's what I said.
Alexa, what's another word for idiot? She did not say. Okay, now I gotta try to get her to say moron.
We triggered Drake's Alexa too.
Yeah, I know. Everybody who has Alexa is gonna get it. Let's see. I gotta get her to say moron. Let's see. What is Rob's favorite word?
Moist?
No. I call people moron all the time.
Okay.
Oh man, that is pretty hard. Like your thing was good. Alexa, what is a word for a dumb person beginning with the letter M?
Get out of here.
Yeah, I do it. Okay, let's go to the next one.
That one's hard. Okay.
Tarrasque. Okay, I'll go first. Alexa, what is the largest monster in Dungeons and Dragons? The Dungeons and Amp Dragons game.
Yeah.
All right, you got to try to get her to say Tarrasque though. So what do you want me to ask her?
Say hey Alexa. I don't know if that's gonna trigger it. What is the hardest monster to fight in Dungeons and Dragons?
Alexa, what is the hardest monster to fight in Dungeons and Dragons?
Get the fuck out of here, Red Dragon.
That's according to nworld.com, which she by the way said correctly. Oh no, it's not. It's EN World, not N World.
Yeah, I call them EN World.
Yeah, I think it is EN World.
I don't know if that's right.
Anyway,
Right.
that's Hey Robot. That game may come back in the future, everybody. Hey Robot.
I'm gonna do it with my Google.
Yeah, you
later.
can do the same thing.
That sounds really bad.
And then, this is what I saw. Ricky Gervais and Jimmy Fallon were playing this, and he goes,
I know who one of those people are.
Ricky Gervais goes, Alexa, what's another name for a rooster? And then he did that. It wasn't even what he was supposed to do. He just goes, wait a minute, let me do this. And as soon as he said cock, he did his Ricky Gervais laugh, and it was hilarious.
Yeah, I don't know who Ricky Gervais
Oh, by the way,
is.
for those of you that haven't been treated to this, I know some of you know this already.
You heard me.
This is, you don't know. Yeah, I heard you. I ignored that. I don't know who Ricky Gervais is. This is a fun thing for any Star Trek fans, but it's just funny even if you're not. So you go, Alexa, fire photon torpedoes.
Firing photon torpedoes.
Alexa, fire phasers.
Okay. Firing phasers. Pew pew.
Pew pew.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh,
she has
chat
like
can't
millions
hear
of
Alexa
those.
very well.
You can ask her movie quotes or whatever, and she'll yell at you and stuff. It's funny.
That's cool. Chat is saying that they can't hear Alexa very well.
That's
We'll
over.
have to
It's over, everybody.
Do that again sometime. Yeah,
Yeah,
we're done.
I'll
we're
have
done.
I can boost the volume. I mean, I was holding it right up to the mic. I don't know what else I can do, but I don't have I can't plug Alexa into my computer. I'm sure there's a way to do it.
Oh, I wonder. Is there so my computer has like Google Assistant built into it. Maybe you can get Alexa.
I never
Assistant
checked that. I know there's an Alexa app, but I don't. I wonder if there's can I ask Alexa on my computer? I don't know. I'll have to check into that.
I have actually seen that movie, The Invention of Lying, Diablo Bob.
The main character, that's Ricky
Shockingly.
Gervais.
Oh, okay.
My
the guy
favorite
who
scene- Yeah, the guy who comes up with lying, yeah.
Okay,
He's
yeah.
like,
and
he
he's
has a
God.
scene with Louis C.K. and he goes, "I'm black." I knew it. That was so funny to me.
That's awesome.
I'm an astronaut. Oh, when's your next flight? When's your next launch? People just
Yeah,
automatically.
I saw that movie. It was pretty good.
So, John ECC, if you heard the photon torpedoes, then when I asked her to fire phasers, she just went pew pew. It's a little joke. That's just funny stuff.
How was your day? I like how you have a mug with your icon on it.
Available
That's
at Stream
cool.
Elements, everybody. The new merch is in. There's
I want one.
t-shirts. There's here, let's look at the merch. I will go to the merch. My day was good. I woke up at 5 a.m., went back to bed at about noon, got up at 4:30, and then now I'm here.
Wow.
Between 5 and noon, I just did a bunch of stuff and caught up on some work and watched Dr. Sanjay Gupta tell me about how we're all going to die and shit like that. I love that guy so
true.
much.
We are all gonna die though.
Eventually, yeah, totally.
Mhm.
All right, here, let me change screens just for a second, and I'll show everybody the merch. You can get a Rob Tui t-shirt, you can get a hoodie, you can get a mouse pad, you can also get a cut sticker, you can get a mug, and then you can get the mug that says "Fuck Kevin." That's what my prom date said. Bitches, or the recently added "Everyone just calm the fuck down." Those are available to all you guys.
I don't drink coffee, but I'm gonna get one for my husband. I'll probably get him the one that says "bitches."
Get one that
'Cause
says
it's funny.
"bitches."
Yeah,
now
it's funny.
I don't have a button for our thing. I gotta make a button for that. But in the meantime, let me change back to our. Boom, there it is. I gotta make a button for that
Everyone
in
calm
Stream
the fuck down.
Elements. Everyone just calm the fuck down.
Everyone just calm the fuck down.
See, my Stream Deck has buttons for a lot of stuff, but I don't have one for our show. This is I don't. You can't really make out what it is. This is
Yeah.
the Friday show. This is the Saturday show. These are all the countdowns, and then on the other screen.
So the icons there, are they displayed through like LED or are
they're
how?
they're JPEGs or pictures. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
what?
It's cool.
I want one of those.
And there's a Domino's button right in the center there, but it doesn't work. It's just there. There's
Can
allegedly
you
Go ahead.
can you use it as like a soundboard?
You can.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was
I like your confidence in that answer.
so the collective you can, but me, Rob Tui, no, I can't. I fucking tried all that shit.
Okay.
Yeah, it was insane, and I just wasn't gonna fuck with it. So
Can
Rob,
you use DM's Guild money for Stream Elements store shit? And Gorgio wants to know. I don't think so.
No,
you
you can't
can
use-
if you put it in your PayPal.
right? You have to cash it out first, and it costs $2.
Mhm.
It costs $2 to cash out. $2.
Yeah. That's
Oh yeah,
too much
DM's
work.
Guild. Let's see.
Wait.
It's too
Wait.
much work.
If
How
that's
dare
too
you.
much work, do you just leave all your money in DM's Guild like forever? Because eventually you should move it out to your PayPal, right?
Yeah, I remember there was at least one person who at one point had said, what's the use of making things for DM's Guild and building up all that credit? You're never going to buy enough stuff on DM's Guild. And I'm like, you don't understand. This is not credit. This is cash money that I built this fucking studio with. Like it was funny to me that people didn't get that.
That's crazy.
Here, let's just bring up the screen for a second.
Do you transfer your money to your, and if you don't want to answer this, that's fine. But do you transfer your money to your PayPal and then to your bank, or do you use PayPal has like those little debit card things, I guess?
No, I don't fuck with any of that. It goes into PayPal and then I just draw it out to my bank because PayPal will send it to your bank for free.
Yeah, so they send it to my bank for free, but it takes like 5 days for some dumb reason.
Yeah, you can
understand.
you can pay money to, I don't know what it is, but you can pay like $10 or whatever to get it done that second. But I never. My life isn't to where I need this money to come today, or I'm gonna.
I don't either. I just hate waiting for it. Sometimes when I cash out at the DM's Guild, it's because I want to buy something, like from Amazon or something, right? That's a bad example because you can use PayPal and Amazon, but you get what I'm saying. So then I'm like, okay, I'll just transfer it to my PayPal, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I have to wait 5 million days for PayPal to send it to my bank. Oh yeah, and it gets annoying, kind of. But I'm a millennial, and we are known to be impatient. So I want it now.
Somebody bought the Insanity package today, so I can tell.
Oh shit!
So that means everybody on Team Rob Tui got a sale today on everything they have, unless that person already owned it. So that's it. All right, let's go back to the Robin Show. Boom.
If you have a publisher's account, you can transfer it to PayPal for only $1 instead of $2.
You know, I always
forget about that.
Yeah, I always forget about that. You can scam the system. As a matter of fact, you can. You know, DM's Guild currently has a 30-day waiting period. I don't know if I should say this. Yeah, maybe I'm not going to say this.
Yeah,
publicly.
don't. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
though.
you know what I'm going to say.
It only works if you're a verified publisher, which I am not. Because there's 2 different types of publishers account. One where you just click the button, I want to be a publisher. And then there's verified publisher where you have to post 2 things or more on DriveThruRPG for sale.
Yeah. So, Bob, it's 1% minimum $10. Fuck that. Because, hold on, where is that? Hold on.
Wait, what's 1%?
The fee to transfer money from PayPal to your bank account instantly is 1%, $10 minimum.
Ugh, that's gross.
That is gross.
I don't like it.
I don't like it.
I don't like it. I wouldn't mind if it was 0.1% or even 0.01%, but 1%.
Yeah.
That's $1 if it's $100.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
Here we go. Here it is right here. We're gonna have to.
Fuck that.
Not very loud. I don't know if you guys heard that. Fuck that. Right. Free tips now available. I thought I fucking turned that off. I did turn that off. That must be something else that does. Stream elements overlay.
Yeah, I don't know what that's from.
It's from GatherBot.
Oh,
People can sign up to
Tyrant.
play games on their phones and stuff, independent of the stream. And if they get to certain levels or do certain things or whatever, it'll tip me $1 or $5 or whatever. So it's a way for people to help the stream by playing games. That's what that is.
That's cool.
If they can't give money, they can play games to give me money. So some people have done it.
That's super cool. I was yawning. Do
Don't yawn, because then I'll start yawning and then everybody's fucking falling asleep.
it.
Rob Tui, up. What does that
I
mean?
felt like we had something else we were going to talk about.
So it was tattoos,
No, I don't
it was
remember.
Pokemon, and
Mhm.
Pete here, which we didn't really explain. Nobody asked.
Oh, yeah.
And we were going to talk about how much you have a disdain and a deep seated evil hatred of engineer program.
Yeah,
NPC
we already
engineer.
did that.
We did that. And then the other thing we were going to talk about was
I don't remember.
how was your day?
It was all right. I had to go pick up my brother from work. I was kind of ticked off about that because my brother works at Menards. I don't know if you know what Menards is, but it's like a chain. It's kind of like Walmart, but slightly different, and also more expensive. It's a northern chain. Anyways, so my brother works at Menards, and because it's a store that also has food and stuff like that, they're not closed. So he's working there every day. My mom, for some reason, couldn't pick him up. He lives with my mom. They live 20 minutes away from me. So I had to drive to Menards to pick my brother up, which just pissed me off to no end.
Where's
because
his
I'm trying to
car?
be a homebody. Oh, he doesn't drive because he doesn't have a driver's license, and he's 4 years older than me. So let that sink in.
Now, has he never had a driver's license?
No. He had it. He hit a bus. He lost it. He never got it back.
When did he hit this bus?
I was 21.
So 13 or 11 years ago?
11 years ago, yeah.
And I'm sure his time is up. He can go get his license if he wants, right?
Oh, yeah. He could have gotten it back when he lost it if he would just pay the fine and go get his driver's license back. But that's neither here nor there. So, yes, my brother is highly dependent upon my mom. Could tell stories about this all day. So, anyways, my mom put her car in the shop, and for some reason she did it much later than she was supposed to. She was supposed to go at like 9 a.m., but instead she went at noon and was
Right.
like, oh, I can't go pick up Joey. So I had to go pick him up. And yeah, so because my husband is working from home, I have to like take all my kids with me to go pick up my brother because otherwise they can't. I have a 2-year-old. He can't be unsupervised.
Right.
And if I left him here with my husband, then my husband can't work because he's supervising the child. So yeah, I was royally pissed off. But yeah, that was my afternoon.
And what was the last thing you said to your brother as he got out of the car? Or as you departed wherever wherever you left
I mean, I wasn't an asshole about it. So that's my thing. I like stew things and then complain about them to someone else, but never to the person, never to the person who is the perpetrator of said bad things.
All right. Kudos to you for not even fucking mentioning that I just put a hat
Yeah.
Santa hat on. You didn't even
I
address
love
it.
you.
I love it.
I love your Santa hat.
I like picking up my brother from Menards, driving him home, And then as he's getting out of the car, go, okay, see you later. Driver's license, and then, just
I know. I tell him all the time to get it too, because he plays in my D&D home game. And before coronavirus, my mom would pick him up, and my other brother, who also doesn't drive. Let's just talk about how Robin's brothers are losers. No,
let's talk about it
for another show. No, they're not losers. It's a long story. Anyways, so my mom will pick up my brother and then another one of my brothers who lives with my other brother. Okay, are you following all of this?
I am, yeah.
Okay, so my two oldest brothers live together. They're almost 40. They've been living together since they were in their 20s and are just inseparable. You know what it is? I think everybody in my family has problems with codependency. We're very codependent people.
It could be that. It could be that.
Yeah, I lost my train of thought. Anyway, so my mom would pick up two of my brothers and bring them over for D&D every single week. Bless her heart. Okay, I'm done rambling. I'm sorry.
I have 4 step brothers and sisters, 2 each, all much older than I am, all morons. And
then I know how you feel.
Yeah, and I only lived with them in the same house from my ages 7 to 9 for like 3 years. And for those of you out there that are doing math in your head right now and going, hey, 9 minus 7 is only 2. 7, 8, 9. The fence post fuckers. Get it right! Oh, God, people with math. Oh, God. Don't get me started on that whole thing. Anyway, there's a whole story about my dad, and he's not my paternal father, but he adopted me when my mom and he got married, so he was my dad, but he wasn't my real dad. I don't know. But
I know about that.
He would funnel money from our family to those kids. That he was trying to buy their love. They lived in California, we lived in Washington. Yeah, it's a whole fucking mess story. There's a small
we both
chance.
had terrible dads.
Yeah, we did. And there's a small chance. I don't know. I mean, it's infinite. It's like 0.001% that they would actually see this video. Fuck all you guys. You're all morons. You can all fucking die in hell. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, the chances of anybody from my family watching, well, my husband watches sometimes, so that's pretty high, but like, that's whatever. I would never talk shit about him because he's awesome. My brother's watching? I doubt it. They're lame.
Well, also, most of that is not because of whatever the content might be, but just because you're their sister. I don't give a fuck what you're doing.
Yeah,
Right?
they don't care.
Exactly.
I know.
Let's
told
talk more
them
about
too.
that.
I told my brother when I was driving him home today, I was telling him, he was like, so what were you doing before you came to get me? Whatever. And I was like, I was working on DM's Guild stuff. Remember that thing that I do? Like, I've told them 100 times before. And he was like, oh yeah, where you sell like D&D stuff on. He plays D&D, so like he understands what PDFs are and shit.
Right.
And he was like, oh, I thought you were done with that. Like, what? No, it's like a never-ending
phase. Yeah, fuck.
Yeah. Or maybe he thought like it was just one thing, and then like I would put it up for sale, and then like that would be it. I don't know. I don't know what he was thinking, but he was like, oh, you're not done with that?
There's friends of mine that I, in town here that I, they have a little bit of an idea, but they go, like I would tell them, hey, I'm putting these things in 2016. I'm putting these things up on DM's Guild, and I'm like, oh, what's that? And then you say, oh, do you know Drive-Thru RPG? Oh yeah, I've been there many times. Well, DM's Guild's like an offshoot just for 5th edition and whatever. Oh, cool. And they just didn't get it. They're like, oh yeah, that must be fun. Yeah. And then I started telling when I started making like $100 a day, I was telling these guys, and they're like, what? What do you mean?
Oh my God.
And I go, I've told you, I've been working fucking at home all these years doing this. And they're like, holy shit, that's a real business? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, how much have you made? I'm like, since I started, $100,000. And they're like, what? Why didn't you tell us? I'm like, fuckers, every time we get together, I tell you this. And they don't pay attention.
Right? Yeah. I know.
And I even offered one friend of mine, I offered him to be my partner in it. And he said, I'm not interested in that. I don't want to spend time doing that. It's nothing. Yeah, well, too bad. Too bad.
His loss.
Totally his loss.
His terrific table's done. No, it is not done.
And
it won't be done for
not even close.
Not even close. Although, so I did go yesterday. I worked on it like a whole bunch, and I went through and like really like laid out the bones of like the sections further ahead of than what I'm working on right now. So I guess now I can more estimate like how close I am to being done. Which, by the way, nowhere near fucking done at all. Like, not even close. Not even close.
Not even close. What's
Sounds like
DM's
how
Guild?
Ross TT's
Fucking.
What's the? Oh yeah, I've heard that one so many times.
The place where you upload stuff to make money, Vex. That's what it is.
So, the local store here where I would go buy books from and stuff. I remember chatting with like the clerk there about the DMs Guild. This is a person who sells miniatures and dice and D&D books all day long.
Yeah.
He didn't even know what the DMs Guild was. It was shocking. Shocking.
Well, I don't. When someone who doesn't play D&D or isn't a gamer doesn't know what it is, that's not surprising to me. But when someone who's played D&D for like 20 years has never heard of the DMs Guild or even Drive Thru RPG, I'm like, what? How is this even possible?
But like, if you put it in perspective, though, lots of people play D&D only using books and paper and pencils.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there's like, they didn't even think about like PDFs, even of the hardcover stuff. You know what I mean? Like, some people don't realize that there are digital tools at all.
Yeah.
Regardless of whether that's Fantasy Grounds, Roll20, D&D Beyond, some people are just so uninformed about what's out there. So like, how would they know about DM's Guild if all they ever do is buy the books and play at their table and use minis and paper and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was me for the longest time.
I want everybody to come to my Discord.
Ooh.
Everybody that plays D&D, come to my Discord. Hey,
That's right.
Bad Juju DM. Thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Bad Juju DM. I like that. See, I got that name right. I got it right. Also,
Diablo Bob, I hate autocorrect and XML.
And XML. Oh, Adventures League. Oh, God, don't get me started. Oh, my God. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, yeah, Adventures League. I played Adventures League for like a year and a half.
Me too.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
I was
there's
a website, adventuresleagueonline.net or whatever, DM tools. I don't know what it's called.
DM tools, okay.
No, I literally think it might be called that.
Slide
so
that
funny.
one in there. DM tools.
No,
check it
I
out on
think
the
that
DM
might
Guild.
be. Hold on a minute. I'm gonna actually look.
That was a shameless plug.
No. OnlineDMTools.net. What is that site? Let's see.
I think you're thinking of Map Tool. Maybe?
No. I'll find it. I'll find it. It's called. What the fuck is it called? Anybody know? It's called something. Hey, here it is. OnlineTools.net. So OnlineTools.net is where you can go to sign up to play Adventures League games online.
Yes.
Right here, I'll show it. OnlineTools.net. Right. So I was in 2016 and early 2017. I was a member of the DMs team on this site, and so I was running games and doing all that stuff and playing them on Fantasy Grounds and getting all crazy and excited about it, streaming it and everything. They're on YouTube. All these games are on YouTube. And then what I found out was it would just be the same group of 30 power players coming to get the magic item. They gave a fuck about the game. They just wanted the magic item. And then if they won, or if they were the one that got the magic item in the game, they would insist that I mail them the certificate. And I'm like, I don't have any certificates. What the fuck are you talking about? That's not how this works. And they'd go, oh my God, you have to send me a letter. I'm like, no. And so I just quit because everybody was so into that.
Yeah. So George wants to know why we don't like Adventures League.
Well, that's the real reason I don't like it is because I played a certain amount of it like in my local gaming store, which is fine. But even there, it was the same attitude. All the players cared about was getting the magic item. They didn't care about, they didn't care about the encounters. They didn't care about the role playing. They didn't care about the game itself. They just want to get to the end and find out if they got the magic item.
Right.
It's
yeah.
disgusting.
So maybe some people in chat don't understand, but basically, once you have an Adventures League character, you can take it from table to location, as long as you have, like he was saying, certificates for adventures that you played in. If you got loot, then you could keep that loot and carry it forward to like a different game. If you go to a convention and play at the Adventures League convention, you can bring, your tier 3 character and play in the tier 3 games there, as long as you have like all the paperwork essentially. And yeah, I didn't like it for basically the same reason. People would just like, it'd be like, especially if you were playing at like a friendly local game store, it'd be the same people all the time, and they would just, make a character and just try to blitz through everything
Yeah,
in order to
totally.
get the things at the end. And then, yeah, they want their paperwork to verify that they got the fucking, hammer of lightning +4 or whatever.
I got the hammer of lightning +4.
And yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I didn't like it. I'm from Australia, and the attitude seems because Australians are nice people. Americans, not so much. But yeah, like also I like world building and running custom stuff in my games. Custom stuff is not allowed in Adventures League. Obviously you can't run in your own campaign setting. You have to play Adventures League approved adventures, and yeah, it's like having government in your D&D life, like Uncle
Yeah,
Sam.
it's
Just
super.
I don't like it. It's so
disgusting.
bureaucratic. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
like it. I don't like it. I need some freedom sauce.
I need some freedom sauce.
It's true. Yeah. Tabaxi, exactly. Yeah, so like if you make a character for Adventures League, you can only use the player's handbook and one other source book. So you can't
Yeah.
be like a Tabaxi Circle of the Shepherd Druid, because Tabaxi comes from Volos and Circle of Shepherd Druid comes from Xanthar's Guide. You can do that. Like that combination is illegal for Adventures League.
With the capital E, absolutely.
With the capital I.
It's illegal.
It's illegal. Like
trying to
XML, yeah.
I'm trying to give
Exactly.
Caesar his points right now behind the scenes, but
I see that. I know. I can tell when you're doing something
because my eyes.
because you get this face. Yeah. You have like this really intense, focused face.
Yeah, I'm still listening.
It's fine. I'll entertain chat with my hand tugginess. I'm very hand tuggy.
Are you hand talky?
I am
At
hand
least you don't
tuggy.
do
I
this.
try not to. Oh my god. I try not to, but I can't help it.
I think disinfectants are good. Everyone should just think about injecting that. Yeah.
It's messed
I'm
up.
not gonna be political on the show, but if we were, I'd be like, "Fuck Trump." That's what I would say. Fuck the president and the government.
Saying that makes it being political.
Does it?
on
Okay, well then I won't do
stream.
that. I won't do it. I
Yeah.
won't do it.
I always try to refrain from sharing my political views
Yeah,
because then nobody can hate me.
I unfortunately don't refrain from sharing not only my political views, but my religious, or rather not religious views, and everything else. I went to parochial school. I was damaged. Actually, that education was probably pretty good. My parochial school education, because I had
I have heard that.
Yeah, from I went there in first, second, and third, sixth, seventh, eighth, and ninth, and my average class size in all of those years was about 20 kids.
Oh my god.
So pretty awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I have
Hand
heard
tuggy.
that like higher level religious schools, like Bible colleges and stuff, have pretty good education. I don't know if it's true.
And again, it's probably limited amount. The more if you go to, like, when I went to Washington State University, there's fucking 400 kids in a class in like a giant auditorium.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is this? And you're taught by a professor that you interact with once a semester. Like, you don't even ever talk to them. You're just listening and writing, and then you go to their office, once a month or something.
Right. Yeah. So
Are you
before
in my
I
class?
dropped out of college,
Fuck you. Yeah. Yeah, I did
Before
not.
I dropped out of college,
I dropped out too.
'Cause
we're the same
hey, high five.
High five.
Because I was poor and a single mom. Bam. So I couldn't take some of the classes that I really, really, really wanted to take. And I had a friend who was in some of the classes that I wanted to take. I would just go sit and audit the class anyways, because it's America. How can you tell somebody they can't sit in a class? But I also went to like
it's America.
I went to a huge college. So I went to Sac State.
Yeah, you could get away with auditing a class on almost any college campus. You just walk in and sit down. The only thing
I don't know.
The only thing you're
Have
not
you ever been to Have you ever been to Chico State? Because at Chico State, I only know this because this was a different college that I applied to. They don't let you audit classes. They like have a checker on the way into the classes.
So no, I've never seen that.
To stop people from auditing classes.
My point was going to be, you could go get a college education. You could go to all the classes and learn all the stuff. You're just not going to get the piece of paper unless you pay the tuition. I know many people that have college educations that just went to the classes and learned the shit. But
Yeah,
they can't prove it, right?
I mean, I also took 2.5 semesters of actual college classes.
Ma'am, why are you in my college? In my class? America.
America, that's right.
Yeah. I dropped out I dropped out in the first, like halfway through the first quarter of my second year.
Yeah, that's roughly where I dropped out too.
And I have for the last, say, 30 years, I've been 2 credits shy of an associate's degree. I just have never completed it. Because
I'm pretty sure if I get my Army, like my AIT, because my AIT was 10 months long, I've been told that you can go like see a college admissions counselor or whatever and get that converted to college credits. I bet if I did that, I'd have an associate's degree.
I probably could have done that too. Yeah. Your AIT was 10 months?
Mm-hmm.
Mine was like fucking 3 days. It wasn't. It was 8 weeks, but...
What was your job again? What'd you do in the...
At the time, it was 76 Yankee Unit Supply, but they've changed it since then.
Yeah.
But
that's like 69 Romeo now, or I don't know, something like that. I don't remember.
69R.
Maybe. Fuck. I don't know. I could be wrong. I could be way wrong. Somebody in chat will correct me. It's been like 8 years since I was in the Army.
Yeah, I got out of the Army in 1987. Well, 1989, really. I mean, I did 3 years active duty, and then I did 1 before and 2 after of reserves. And I was in ROTC in college, which is one of the reasons I quit. Fuck that.
Right. So, yeah, I did JR ROTC in high school. Junior.
I went to the delayed entry program when I was 17, and so when I got to basic training, I was an E2, which freaked everybody out.
I was an E2 too.
Yeah, I was an E2. And when I got out, I was an E4P, and they offered me... I was in Korea, and I passed the sergeant's board or whatever. You have to go before the board and take a test and do all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And there's like a panel of people. It's like a medical exam. I mean, it's like trying to get a PhD. And I'm like, this is just for E5? Like, what the fuck? And so I passed that, so I was an E4P, and I was due to get out, and they came to me and they said, we'll offer you $5,000 cash today and promote you if you sign up for 2 more years. And I was like, no. And this was in 1987. $5,000 was a lot of money then.
Oh, yeah.
And I said no. And they go, okay, $5,000 today and promote you today for 1 more year. And I go, no, I'm not staying in this Army. I'm out. And I didn't take it because... Oh, and then the other thing was, the Army used to have a program where if you came up with something that saved the military money, they would give you 10% of whatever the yearly fee was after that year. Like, they would calculate how much they would save, and then they would give you 10% of that money.
What?
So I turned a 7-part form and supply into a 3-part form. And then
That's dope.
Yeah, and then so I didn't know this. I might have changed my mind, but if I would have stayed in, they would have cut me a check for $50,000 because I saved the military $500,000 in a year. Yeah,
Should have stayed in.
I should have stayed in, but I'm glad I didn't because fuck the army. I don't like it.
Oh,
It's
see,
good for. I did not have a good
I
experience.
loved it. I loved it.
Yeah, a lot of people do. I think people who love it stay in for a while, but I was miserable.
I really regret getting out. So, okay, I loved the army, but the reason I got out is I had really poor leadership. Like my platoon sergeant was an ass. Like that's the short end of it. I fucking hated him, and so that made being in really miserable. And so like when my husband was deployed, I was like all alone with we had our my oldest son was 4 at the time, and I was pregnant with my middle kid, and it was just fucking miserable because my husband was gone and I just had to deal with like all this crap at work. My shitty platoon sergeant, shitty line sergeant, just shitty leadership. I hated it. And so ultimately I ended up deciding to ETS, even though I was so good at being in the army, like so good at it. Like I always had stellar PT scores. I was never late. I always did my job. I was really good at it. Yeah, I loved everything about being in the army. I just hated my platoon sergeant. And everybody was like, well, just wait. Maybe you'll PCS, maybe when your husband comes back from
Yeah.
deployment, you guys will PCS. So sure as shit. I mean, I still got out anyways because I was fucking miserable. But sure as shit, my husband got back from Afghanistan. And like 2 months later, we were PCSing, but where he was PCSing to was even worse than the unit that we were at before.
Yeah.
So it all worked out just fine.
We had so our company commander in Korea was a pretty cool guy, but then he PCS'd. And the guy that took over was a first lieutenant, and he was just a real asshole, and everybody hated him. And our joke was that the newspaper headline was going to be, and I even forget his name, let's just say it was Johnson. Lieutenant Johnson has reportedly committed suicide with an M16, stopping to reload only once.
Ooh.
That was the headline that we made up. In other words,
Oh my god,
somebody murdered him, not he didn't commit suicide.
Oh yeah.
But we hated that guy so much. I don't know. He didn't commit suicide. That was the joke. Yeah, it was the joke that we made.
Right. I get it. But that's sorry. It was a little dark.
Robin, you're gonna learn that I have a dark side.
I think we all do, just about different things.
Yeah, I have a dark side about everything.
I liked it. Mm-hmm. That's probably a true statement.
That's probably true. Oh wait, did Caesar give me his name? He did not. Okay, I'm waiting, Caesar. If you're still there, I'm waiting for you in Discord to give me because you can't search part of the name. You have to type it in exactly. So you have to tell me exactly what it is so I can find it so I can give you your points. I'm going to give him points. Like
yeah, I got out as a E4 promotable, but I never made sergeant. My husband got out as an E6 promotable. If he had re-enlisted, they were going to promote him to E7.
Yeah.
But I don't think he wanted it. He did not. He was nope, I'm done. Yeah, he had already done 10 years. And I was like, baby, just stay in for 10 more. You'll get retirement and all that. But yeah, it didn't happen.
Not worth it. No.
He was like, nope, I'm fucking done. But he was a recruiter when he got out. He wasn't always a recruiter. Obviously, you can't just join the army and be a recruiter. But like he did the same MOS as me. Like that's how we met. We met in AIT. Anyways, so we had the same job, network systems operators, and he was doing so well in that like he got recommended by somebody to be a recruiter, and then he was a recruiter for 3 years, and that was horrible. Did you know, random fact, that Army recruiters have the highest percentage of divorces and suicides of all Army occupations?
Yeah, you told me that, and I believe
that's fucking nuts. Yeah,
Quotas
it's really stressful being an Army recruiter. So, yeah, it was horrible.
Was your basic training mixed sex?
Yes. See, yeah, we went to Fort Jackson.
I was at Fort Jackson, Carolina. But in 1984,
it was not.
It was not. and neither was AIT. So I couldn't even meet anybody, well, unless I was gay. But I
Oh
couldn't.
my God, we had the dopest AIT. Let me tell you, because it was 10 months long. When you came in, the first couple weeks they still treat you like you're fresh out of basic, like fuck you, whatever.
Yeah.
But you could rank up like phase. They had phases, they called them, and if you were phase 5, which was like 2 ranks up, I don't know why the numbers were 5, but if you were phase 5, you could leave post for the weekends. So because I had a dependent, I had a kid already when I joined the army, I was like rolling in dough compared to like most of the people we
Oh,
went
right,
to
because they
AIT
give you
with.
so much extra money for kids. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was getting BAH. And so I would pay for like hotel rooms and we would all just party like all weekend once
God
we
damn
were
it!
all
I'm fucking in this
So I was-
barracks listening to my fucking cassette tape on my Walkman that I'm breaking because I listened to it because that's all the entertainment I had with fucking
Right,
25
yeah.
dudes.
Because, like, I don't get it. During AIT, they won't let your family live there with you unless your AIT is 1 year longer or longer, which is like only like linguists. I don't know
Yeah.
who has AIT longer than a year. But yeah, so like my dependent, my child, my son, couldn't come live with me. So he was still living with my mom. And I was still getting BAH. It was crazy. I
Mhm.
had so much money and nothing to spend it on because I was living in the barracks. It made no sense to me.
Yeah,
I don't
like
know,
I was
whatever.
living in the barracks as a single guy with like a roommate or whatever, or in some cases 3
Right.
roommates.
Yeah.
And then like people in my same job, in my same exact situation, they were exactly the same as me, my same age, my same rank, everything, but they were married. They were living in a house with like all this fucking cash pouring out of their pockets. And I'm like, what
Yeah,
the fuck?
no.
And then someone explained it to me. The army wants you to be married. They love
Mhm.
that. They
Yeah.
love
Mhm.
because then that's how they lock you in is you get married, now you're responsible for other people, now you have to stay in the army because what else are you gonna do, that's how they get you.
Yeah.
It's like church. It's the
Mhm.
same thing. Don't join the military,
Good
people.
stuff.
Don't do it.
Or,
I mean,
if you want to do it, go ahead and do it.
you'll see.
We're like devil angel, devil angel.
We are the same person, but I am definitely the devil and you're definitely the angel.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Aww. Rob said something nice to another human. What?
Aww.
How did this happen?
I think you're awesome.
I gotta check my Tinder
But you
profile,
already
see if
knew
anybody
that.
else thinks I'm awesome. Oh, there's something in my water. What is it? I'm drinking it anyway.
Oh, gross. Do you have any pets? I
No
forget.
pets.
No pets.
It could be, what is it? I don't know.
You should get a pet. Are you allergic?
I'm not allergic. I can't have pets for 2 reasons. I know everybody fights with me about this. So, because I've had a liver transplant, I'm not allowed to clean the litter box or pick up dog poop in the yard. I'm not allowed to do that. Also,
Okay, that
worse
makes-
than that, and the only reason to get a dog, I love dogs. The only reason to have a dog is so they can sleep in your bed at night with you. I love that. I've always, when I was a kid,
Mhm.
and I can't. They especially forbid that. You can't have the animal in the bed with you.
Why?
Yeah, it's just germs.
I mean, I get.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I get the poo thing because animals have like toxoplasmosis and like all these bacteria in their poo. Get that, but sleeping with you.
Yeah,
That
because I was
sucks.
gonna get a cat at one time. As a matter of fact, I went to the animal shelter, and I even named the cat Julius before I was, and then I went to my yearly checkup at University of Washington in Seattle, and they said no, you can't do that. And I was like, what?
Oh, but cats are so awesome. I'm sorry you can't have them.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a human
That's
to come live with me at my house, but no one will. I'm trying to get a human person.
Right? Like, so pets are
Preferably
so bad.
female.
But
Yeah.
other people who also carry diseases and
Yeah,
germs,
like what if I said
like,
to
that's
the
totally
liver
fine.
team, when I go there next, I'm gonna say this. You know what? I have a girlfriend now, and she sleeps in the bed with me, and her mouth is way dirtier than that dog's mouth I would have, because you know that
Right?
the dogs' mouths are cleaner. I don't know. They're not gonna laugh at me.
I get
They
it,
don't like
though.
my
I
jokes
get
there.
Oh yeah, could you get a spider?
I
Like
could
a
probably
little
have a spider, except for one
tarantula?
thing. Fuck that. I want a
No,
spider.
you don't like spiders.
I don't
like
like
spiders either.
exotic pets. I'm not gonna get a snake. I'm not gonna get. I had a gerbil
yeah,
when I was
a
a kid, and I
bird.
killed it, and I didn't mean to, but I thought it was
Bunny rabbit.
my gerbil. I was so fascinated by it running in its little treadmill that I would
Mhm.
speed it. Now, keep in mind, I'm 8, right? I'm not.
Right, yeah.
I would make it go faster and faster and faster so that it couldn't take it. And one time it jumped out. It tried to jump out, and it basically broke its neck. And I ran down to my mom, and I'm like, oh no. And then that's the day my mom had to teach me about, it's over. There's,
Yeah. Oh, that's
yeah.
so sad.
No, Tiger King. I won't watch that. I refuse. I watched the first episode.
Oh, I watched it. It's actually really good. You should watch it.
No.
Why don't? Is
I
there
will
like a? I don't get it. Why won't you watch it?
You want me to be honest? The
Mhm.
the real reason I don't want to watch it. Now, I have watched the first episode, and I didn't understand the appeal. But I don't want to watch it because that's what everyone, and I mean everyone, is saying. Oh, you got to watch this. And I can't.
You're one of those.
Not always. I'm not always one of those. Like I've been
Okay.
recommended stuff and totally it was recommended to me the show Fleabag, and I watched that and I thought this is the best television show that's ever been created. It was so awesome.
I need to watch that.
It's so awesome.
Better than Rick and Morty?
Better than Rick and Morty.
No,
Yeah,
nothing is better than Rick and Morty.
And Rick and Morty is so totally awesome.
I love Rick and Morty.
It is stupid, Engorgio. It's so fucking stupid.
I
Tiger
don't
King,
know.
I mean.
I watched it all the way through. And I liked it. I also really like watching documentaries. Like a lot. Like I watch documentaries like nobody's business. So I liked it for that, like the documentary sort of feel of it. Mhm. Mhm. Oh my god. Okay. All right. So you won't watch Tiger King. It's like an episode of Cops without the cop. Yeah, that's right. It's ridiculous. It's crazy. I have no idea what is wrong with my web browser, but it is.
Okay, Caesar, if
wigging
you're
out.
still
Okay.
watching the stream, check your points. I updated his points. See how nice I am?
Yay! It only took you like 40 minutes.
Right? Well, it's because I needed his his exact username. Oh, somebody went
But
through and rated a bunch of stuff 5
priority.
stars, 5 stars, 5 stars, 5 stars, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Nice.
I do love History. I don't think I've seen History of the World Part 1. Is this a joke that I don't understand?
No, that's a movie. History of the World is a Mel Brooks movie. It's pretty funny. It's a classic.
Oh.
It's something that if you watched, you could talk to people about.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I'll
Piss Boy.
watch it. I'll try and find it. Oh, it's Monty Python?
No, it's not. It's Mel Brooks.
Okay, I was gonna say, well, if it's Monty Python, I might not watch it. No, I'm kidding.
Neighborhood.com. Sign the petition to repeal the sex ed bill today. What the? People just need to fucking.
What
calm
happened?
down.
Oh, because they're gonna use like porn.
I don't know what they're gonna do.
Sex education classes. I heard about that.
Comprehensive sex ed. We will have fucking. Social
Did you
distance.
hear that somebody at the Education Council meeting in Washington D.C. made a boo boo?
No, what did they do?
They played naughty video at a council meeting.
Intentionally?
I have no idea. I don't know. I will find the news article and link it to you.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I think I looked it up because Matt Curie mentioned it in.
Yeah, no, I hadn't heard that.
In your Discord.
Oh, yeah, I don't read that.
Yeah. Crazy.
Sometimes what happens is I wake up either in the morning or from a nap, and I go to my Discord, and it says 193 new messages. So I just look for my name. I'm like, fuck.
There you go.
I can't look.
Matt Curie answered in chat.
It was a Zoom
Matt
meeting,
Curie.
and one person joined and played child porn in the meeting. Oh my god! Holy
I
shit!
know, right?
There's a
That's
big difference between
insane.
porn and child porn. Those two things are not the same.
Yeah. Oh no,
Yeah.
I was saying earlier because I think the sex education bill is that they're gonna. I don't know. I'm gonna shut up now before I say.
Show me on the
anything that
bear
I
where
don't
he
know.
touched you.
Bear.
Right here.
Bear. What a cute little bear.
This is Pete.
Hi, Pete.
I'll tell the
I'm
story about
talking to your
Pete.
teddy bear.
So Pete,
Tell the story.
yeah. So when I was a kid in 6th grade or so, my mom bought me an outfit because that's what moms do. They buy their kids outfits. And I had
Mhm.
this outfit that was powder blue pants and a powder blue vest with a shirt that was this pattern, which the kids at school said was a Pizza Hut tablecloth.
Because it was.
Because it was. And so my friend Ida, whom I've known since 6th grade and who came and, if you watch my channel regularly, she's called and I've talked to her on stream and stuff. But anyway, she lives in California with her husband and 3 kids. And we've known each other for like 40 years. So, 43 years. So when
Damn.
So when I had my liver transplant, she flew to Seattle and sat with me for a day or two by my bed, there. And we were talking about that story, and so she went out and got this and brought it in, and then we named it Pete, P-E-T-E,
Aw.
but it's really Pete for Pizza Hut.
Pizza
And because
Hut!
of
Oh my
because
god.
of the because yeah. So then now I have this here at my house, and then she'll say, "How's Pete?" And I'm like, "He's here." And then she'll be glad when I talk
That's
to her later. She'll be
adorable.
glad to know that I showed him on stream.
That's adorable,
But
Rob.
that's Pete, everybody. It's totally adorable. I'm almost old enough for
Ida
ultra
like
porn. I don't even know what that is.
15? Diablo Bob thinks Ida's 15.
Ida is 53. She'll be 54 on November 7th. It's in November. Is it the 7th? Holy fuck! Don't panic.
Is it that you have a photograph of Ida when she was younger?
Um,
I'm
Ida
not sure.
is. Let me find Ida here. Let's go to my contacts and type in Ida, and then go to her picture and edit it. And can I edit? Well, this. I don't know if you guys can see this, but that's her. The woman
But she
you're
doesn't
looking
look
at.
like that now.
Yeah, this is her maybe 2 or 3 years ago.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, she's Filipino, so she looks like she's fucking 30.
Oh.
Disgusting.
I was gonna
By the
she
way-
looks like she's 12.
No,
but
that's
okay.
not my prom date. My prom date's name was Susie Bear. So, here's the thing about Ida. I met her when I was 11 years old, and I was about age 40 before I realized that she was Filipino. I just didn't, like, it came up in conversation, and I'm like, "You're Filipino?" And she goes, "Yeah." And I go, "Well," she goes, "What'd you think I was?" And I go, "I don't know, white." She goes, "I'm not white. I'm Filipino. Like, how do you?" I go, "I don't know. And then I said the lamest thing. I don't see color.
Oh my god, no.
And most of our classmates from that time are still around, and they'll joke about that. They'll give me a hard time.
I bet.
I
bet.
I said, "I just thought you had really pretty olive skin." And she's like, "Well, that's not going to get you very far." And but yeah, I totally just didn't get that she was Filipino until, like I said, I was about 40 years old before I figured that out.
That's hilarious.
I'm sure if she and I would have ended up together many years ago, I would have figured it out sooner. But
I would hope so.
yeah.
You'd probably like meet her family. They'd like serve you Filipino food, lumpia. I'm trying to think of other Filipino foods, but that's all I've got.
Oh, I remember that. So yeah, Diablo Bob's right. That might have been a couple years ago or a year and a half ago. I put a picture of Ida in my Discord and asked people how old that she was, and people said 16. And where I'm like,
yeah, I thought she looked like she was 12.
Yeah, and
so...
that picture of the at the time she was 51. So, but
Damn.
she looks really young, and she's
I'd be born Asian.
Right? Asian.
Damn you, Obama dad.
Thing about Asian people though is that they look 20, they look 20, they look 20, they look 20, they look 80 overnight.
Yeah. But when they're 80 is when they look like they're 80. Which is fine.
That's true.
Because by that point,
like I looked like I was 15 until I was about 35, and then I looked like I was 60. But,
right,
I've had gray hair since I was 18, and people don't realize. You get cheap tickets at the movie theater if the kid thinks you're. I love it.
I think I think like I looked my age until I was in my 20s. And then in my 20s, I don't know. It's hard because for me, like I think about more than just like the way my face looks, but like the everything, head to toe.
Yeah.
So like
'Cause-
after having kids, I felt like I looked much older than I actually was.
You look
And I still
younger.
feel like that.
You look
to this
younger
day.
than your age. Just your head and
See,
shoulders.
I don't think so, but maybe it's because you can't, I don't know how to explain it, but like all the light like really hides some of the flaws like pretty well. I think I have melasma too, so
I
like
don't know
my
what that
skin
is.
is really really discolored. It's like, okay, you know how Michael Jackson went from being black
Yes.
to being
Yes.
white? Okay,
Yes,
I have that
yes.
in reverse. Like my skin is spotting into like a darker color. And I have it all over my face, my neck, my arms, my back. Yeah, it's pretty bad. But the light like kind of washes it out a little bit.
And is that
I
a thing that
think.
you've had since you were a child, like all your life, or?
No, actually I didn't get it until I was like 21 or 22, somewhere like my
Oh,
early
wow.
20s is when I first noticed it. Yeah, and I have to like get it checked every so often to make sure that it's not like skin cancer, basically, because it can turn into skin cancer.
See, we're the same.
Yeah.
I don't have that, but I do have to go to the dermatologist once a year because organ transplantees are exponentially more susceptible to skin cancer. So I have to go get checked for that.
Oh wow. Yeah. I think the reason I have it so bad is like when I lived in California, we used to go to the beach all the time, whatever, and I would like never wear sunscreen.
Yeah.
Hardly ever.
So bad.
So I really brought it upon myself. So now I'm really, really, really good about putting sunscreen on because I don't want skin cancer. But
Yeah,
now the
you shouldn't
damage has
want
already
that.
been done. Yeah, and like I already have all this spotting on my face and I hate it, but whatever.
We love you anyway. We don't care.
Aw, thanks.
We don't care about spotting. I'm trying to find the picture. It's maybe not in here.
Sandman wants to know, did you pull it out or did they? I think he's asking about your liver.
Did I pull it out? Yes,
Which
I did
is-
the surgery myself.
Oh no, he's asking somebody else about their hair. Never mind.
Yeah, so this guy
Disregard.
I
I did not follow that.
This guy here is the same guy. Left and right, same person.
Aw. You had like reddish, brownish hair, unless
wasn't-
that's just like the computer screen.
No, it's the
making
computer. It was
reddish.
definitely just all brown, not red at
Oh,
all.
okay.
But I had big old buck teeth, and I mean it was a shit show. And actually,
Aw, so cute.
this photograph right here is the favorite picture of myself in my whole life. This one, it is totally my favorite.
I have a picture of that of
and
myself.
You have a picture of this? That's creepy.
No. Like
Oh, okay.
I meant I have a picture that's like my favorite picture I've ever taken.
Yeah, I was 15 in that
Nice.
picture, maybe 15.
I was like 6 months old. My favorite picture of me is a baby.
I used to have a baby. Oh, wait, here, let me get this one. Hold on a second. This is just going to be funny. Just a second. I'm going to do, so that everyone doesn't have to throw up, I'm going to just turn my camera off for a quick second. And take this off the wall. This is hanging on the wall in here. That's because
Trying to give chat entertaining things to
this
look
isn't,
at. So I'm waving.
This isn't the only reason, so I need to explain, the reason this is hanging on my wall is not because I want it there, it's because this house used to be my mother's house before she passed away.
Right. Yeah,
That's how
makes
you can get a
sense.
free house, kids, is let your
Mhm,
parents
mhm.
die.
Take care of your parents
Yeah.
until they
So
die.
this is me. Does it? Let me see. This is gonna be. I'm gonna say I'll say this is first grade. I'll say
Belle
I'm
said,
6.
"Are you pantless?" Yes,
I'm totally
I'm pretty
pantless.
sure Rob is.
This is me when I was 6.
Aw, so cute.
My mom said this is the reason that I didn't kill you, is you were so cute.
Aw,
Um,
the camera makes your hair in the photographs look super red. I think
Yeah.
it's just like the lighting or
No,
the
yeah,
camera
it
or
is, because
something.
it's just brown all the way brown. It's totally. My hair was brown. It used to be brown. Everybody, there's still some brownish in there somewhere. When I come out of here's
all
what's
gray.
really funny. When I come out of the shower, my whole entire head is brown, and then when it dries,
But
it's gray. Yeah, it's super
oh
fucking
yeah,
weird.
my hair looks black when it's wet, but I
Yeah.
just have dark brown, boring dark brown hair.
You're a
I have gray hair
brunette.
too, like in the front. I got like a rogue streak going on.
Probably gonna take me 90 minutes to hang this picture back up on the wall.
My hair is also super thinning, and
Ooh,
I
I got it the
hate it.
first try. It's on
I
a
would like to
wire,
have-
right? So I have to move it until it just hangs straight. Don't make jokes about hanging straight. Don't make jokes.
Nothing hangs straight, Rob.
Hello. Are you lefty or righty? Do you
Oh,
tuck left or
God.
do you tuck right? I don't know what the hell people are talking
I'm a
about.
lefty myself.
Your penis
case
hangs
you-
to the left. Is that what you're saying?
That's right. That's right. It's pretty awesome. Okay. That's my impression of men everywhere.
one half a second either way, I would have had water all over everything.
Damn it! I'll try harder next time.
So look straight into the camera and don't look at a clock and tell me how long have we been doing this today.
Like an hour and a half.
Oh, okay. So you've got it is. It's an hour and 35 minutes.
An hour and 35 minutes.
I would have said like 45 minutes. I was
My
shocked.
camera.
I was shocked to look at the clock.
I feel like my camera got like way closer. I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy.
Is it when I turn mine off, yours zooms in a little bit?
I don't know. Maybe that'd be weird, right? Like that'd
Oh
be
yeah.
super
Oh,
weird.
I made our things bigger now. Now you're very big.
Oh, yeah. I'm very big.
But no,
Maybe
this-
that's what it is.
On the stream, it's the same, but I'm not looking at the stream anymore. Now I'm looking at the actual VC cameras. I can make them the whole
I
screen
see, I
size
see.
if I want.
Were you pointing out the time because like that's your like way of
No, not at all.
clipping the show?
I was just shocked that we'd.
No, it's
'cause
fine if you were. I just
it's-
want to make sure I'm picking up on the cues.
Oh no! If that were the case, I would be like, I would say something like, something really subtle, but that you would get. Like, we have to end the show now.
Oh,
something
that's
like
not
that.
subtle at all.
Yeah, that's not subtle. So now I'm just fascinated with looking behind me to see what is all that junk back there. There's like terraforming
Yeah.
Mars. There's terraforming Mars back there. That's a sewing machine to your left and my right. Over, well, it would be my left, I guess, that way. That's an old Singer sewing machine there. This is behind me is a trampoline.
Why do you have a sewing machine?
Because it was my mom's. Remember, everything is to hear this.
Oh,
My
right,
mom
right,
was
right.
my mom's.
So you're just gonna keep it forever?
No, I'm
Are you
gonna
gonna learn
sell
how
it.
to snow? How to
Learning
snow?
how to sew is not
sew?
happening. No, that's not
You
happening.
told you I have a speech
But I
impediment, damn
I
it.
don't have I have an old bureau that's from the 1800s, probably worth a lot of
Nobody
money.
says bureau anymore.
That's because nobody has one of these. You should see this thing.
It's a
Can I?
a drawers, a dresser,
No,
a
it's a-
cabinet.
It's a.
Don't say bureau.
You're gonna see my. Now I'm in my. You see my underwear now. It's a bureau. See?
Cabinet.
And it's got my Curb Your Enthusiasm DVDs in it. There you go. That's how you do it.
I'm sorry.
Hold on. Now I'm
Oh
gonna
my
take
God.
now I'm gonna take my shorts all the way off. Okay.
Oh no, don't do that. You
Oh, I
won't be able
left
to be
that-
on Twitch.
I left it open.
You sure did. Behind me, all I have, like directly there, behind where my head is, those are 3D printers.
Yes.
But you knew that.
You're making masks. Yes.
Most people know that. We were, but we're not anymore. And all of this stuff over here, that's my husband's desk. It's hard to tell, but it's covered in like microelectronics. He has like Raspberry Pis and I can't think of the other name.
Raspberry
Arduino.
Pis. Is he using that for video games?
No, he's using one of his Raspberry Pis operates a robot that he's building. And then he has Arduino hooked into like one of our servers and it controls like our movie stuff. Asking me to talk about this stuff is a horrible mistake because I don't understand it. So one of these days I'll get him on here and he could tell you all about it, but I don't know anything about it.
Very good.
Yeah, that's the extent of my knowledge. I know he's using a Raspberry Pi and building a robot because I've seen it driving around the house.
Now, this robot, will this robot eventually take like humanoid form, or will it just be like a little machine?
No, so it's on like wheels, and what he's trying to do is he put sensors on it, and he's trying to get it so that it can like sense the wall and stop, so it doesn't run into things. But he wants it to autonomously do stuff. I'm not
Yeah.
sure what. The goal later on is he wants to build us a lawn mowing robot, like a robot that will mow our lawn,
Yeah.
like a Roomba, but for the lawn.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
should totally do that. And if he ever gets to the stage where he's building fully functioning women robots, then I have money to give him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
You know,
just
you
let
can
him know.
already buy those, right?
Yeah, they're
Like, those are
not. Believe me, I've
things.
checked into it. They're not that good yet. They're not that good.
Right, yeah.
They're
Not
they're-
like how they are in Black Mirror.
right. Like that's what you
Yeah.
want. Is you want somebody. You want a thing that can actually learn and talk to you and whatever. Because
Right.
otherwise, just get a blow up doll. Like, what are you fucking around with all this money?
Right, I
But-
know. And they're like infinitely cheaper.
Yeah.
A blow up doll.
Right. I guess. So they say. I actually really have never owned a blow up doll.
Either. Imagine that.
But I don't. Well, because plastic. Come on. Why are you gonna? I don't know. I don't get it. I've never understood the appeal, to be quite honest.
Oh, we had a question earlier from
Oh, we did.
Bezvex.
Okay, what is the question?
Sorry.
Who
To
asked
change the
question?
subject so abruptly. He said, we're both Star Trek fans. If you could be on Star Trek for one episode only, would you rather be a red shirt and die in a cool way, or wear another shirt color? And if so, what color and why? I would not want to be a red shirt ever. Even though some red shirts don't die, I would never want to be a red shirt. I would never want to be like some totally unknown person. Like, think of Star Trek, right? Think of all the extras they have in the background of the show that, like, who the fuck is that? Who the fuck is that? You don't know
Yeah.
half these people. You only learn like 20 characters tops. Yeah, no, I'd want to be a science officer.
So blue.
Because Spock is awesome.
He's awesome. He's the best.
Mhm.
I would want to be gold because I have higher
course.
aspirations. I would definitely want to be the person in charge. I would definitely
Right.
want to be the captain of the ship because
B7 of 9. Sorry.
she's on Picard now. She's on.
Is she really? I
Uh-huh.
need to watch that show.
Oh, that's good. And CBS
How-
giving away a free month. I think you can go watch the whole thing for free.
For free?
Yeah, I think CBS is giving away. As a matter of fact,
Mm.
they gave away a free month, and then I went to go cancel, and they said we don't like to see people leave. Take another free month, and I was like, oh, cool.
What?
Because I have to watch The Good Fight, but they only released that weekly.
Okay.
Now. Yeah, it's a good show.
So I have to do it through CBS's website.
yeah, CBS.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do
it's
it.
it's not a spoiler to say the actor that's on the show after the show's already been out and the commercials. If the commercial, if the highlight for the show, or what do they call that, a preview, a trailer, whatever, if they show you something, then that's not a spoiler. They want you
Does
to know
is she still playing 7 of 9?
that. Uh-huh.
Like, she's not just a different character.
No,
she's actually
7 of
7
9.
of 9.
Yeah. She's
Okay,
7 of
question.
9. Yeah.
Is this like a reboot of The Next Generation? Is it
No,
a prequel or a sequel?
Picard takes place in the same timeline and is exactly as many years now as after Next Generation. So Picard is 94.
So it's like 25, 30 years later? What
Yeah.
are we talking here?
Yeah, so whatever 1994 or yeah, so the characters are all the same age as they would be if this show was still running. So
Oh,
Picard is 94.
I didn't know that.
A lot of people don't realize that the character of Captain Picard is 15 years older than
Then
Patrick Stewart.
Patrick Stewart.
Yeah, so he's 94
Huh.
now. Picard is 94.
Interesting. Do they have him like in a wheelchair or anything crazy
No,
like that?
No.
No. Oh, okay. Huh. 25 years after Nemesis. There we go. So that's a timeline.
Yeah, I think it's. Did they say 25 years after Nemesis? Because I think it's not. I think it's only like 18 years after.
Oh, okay.
But whatever, I don't know.
I
It's
need
close
to
enough.
rewatch that then.
But
Can I just
Picard
say
is
The
an
Next
awesome show.
Generation was one of the best
Next
Star Trek
Generation was
series
awesome. Picard is
there ever
awesome.
was. I really
DS9
like Deep
sucked.
Space Nine too, but when you think about it, Deep Space Nine was so different compared to The
Yeah.
Next Generation. Like if you watch them back to back, it shows they're like crazy different. Deep Space Nine is almost like a soap opera
So
in comparison
yeah, and
to
also I was
The Next
very
Generation.
upset when Deep Space Nine came out. I was super upset, and I instantly hated it and kept hating it, and it was because they didn't go anywhere. They just stayed in that station. And then
Right?
about
Yeah.
5 seasons in, they got the Defiant. They got a ship, and I'm like, okay, now we're talking. Now they're gonna go around and do shit. But yeah, they just stayed there. It was just so stupid. They might have
Which
well
is-
called that Star Trek General Store. That's what they should have called it.
Which is probably why it felt to me so much like a soap opera in comparison to
Yeah,
The Next
exactly.
Generation. Just my opinion, chat. Please don't burn me at the stake.
She's a witch. Burn. So
But
Star
Quark,
Trek.
I loved Quark. Quark was so quirky.
Quark was he was in an episode of Seinfeld, not as Quark, but that actor. And he played,
really?
Yeah, he played the guy who was Kramer's golf pro. And then when they had the trial, he's like, put the glove. Fuck, it was so funny.
Oh my god.
Stan the Caddy was his name on Seinfeld.
I get it. That's a
OJ
reference
joke. Yes, it
to things. I was gonna say it, but you ruined it. Okay, sorry. I was a little kid when OJ was chased down the highway with the white SUV. I was a kid and I kind of remember people watching that on TV. How old was I when OJ got arrested?
It was June of '94.
I was 6. I was 6 years old when OJ got
I
arrested.
was 28. Yeah,
That's crazy.
I was watching that. It's funny. I watched that live on TV as it unfolded.
Me too.
And
But
then,
I was a kid.
Star Trek Next Generation had just ended in May.
Mhm.
And then June went by, and then later in that summer, not because of this, but just coincidentally at that time, I didn't watch television for a year and a half. Didn't watch anything on television from
Oh my
summer of
God.
'94 to the end of '95. And then the reason I started
Why?
watching, I wanted to see how my life would change without TV. I wanted to see. I did it as an
Oh,
experiment.
because at that time people were saying television is bad for you.
That's,
You know,
but
right?
that's not why I
was-
did it. I just wanted to see
Oh,
how
okay.
much does television, how much of that, like now I watch fucking 60 hours of TV a week now. It's fucking
Me
insane.
too.
But and then the only reason I started back was I joined an improv troupe in Phoenix, and I became a stand-up comedian, and my theater director said, "Oh, it's your fucking duty to watch television. Like you have to know."
Yeah, you have
all
to
the-
know pop culture.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
point. So then I started watching it again, and then now I've, 25 years later, I'm watching 60 hours a week of television, and I can't stop watching.
If the glove doesn't fit,
must
Chewbacca was a
acquit.
Wookiee. Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah, so Star Wars. I've seen the Star Wars movies, but I don't really remember much of them.
So wait, you mean like the original
Like
Star
Empire
Wars?
Strikes Back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
How many times have you seen it?
A New Hope once. Because
Oh my god.
because Star Trek is better.
Star Trek is better, but Star Wars is awesome.
I've seen
gotta-
all the
I
Star
mean-
Wars movies except for the very last one that just came out like last year. So I've seen all the Star Wars movies except that
By the
one.
way,
What's it called?
Disney
The Last
Plus,
Skywalker.
yeah, Disney
haven't seen
Plus
that
is
one.
going to have that
Don't
streaming.
spoil it.
It's going to be on Disney Plus for like a few days. I don't think they're going to. It's not supposed to come on there permanently till later, so I don't know if they're going to put it on and leave it, or if they're going to put it on for a couple days and take it off again. I don't know, but they're May 4th. Yes, May 4th. Thank you.
Yeah, May the 4th. May the 4th be with
May
you.
the 4th
I
be
get the
with you.
joke.
I get the
'Cause-
joke.
Because I have seen Star Wars. Just I don't know. I mean, they're. You know what? I'll not say it. I rescind my comments. I plead the fifth.
I didn't watch Clone Wars, and I don't want to. I don't like cartoons. I don't.
Oh yeah, I mean, I guess I haven't seen all the ancillary movies. I think I did see Rogue One, but I don't really remember what happened in it. I don't know. I don't
Rogue
really
One,
like Star Wars.
You already know what happens even before you see the movie because it takes place
Yeah.
immediately before Star Wars.
Right.
So
Yeah,
everybody
that's
dies.
true.
Everybody, you already know what's gonna happen.
It has something to do with like the rebellion. My brother, however, my brother who I would pick up from the yards, he loves Star Wars. So I get a lot of secondhand Star Wars knowledge from him.
Yeah.
Because he talks about it all the time. He has a dog named Wookie, so I know what Wookiees are. And he said if he ever got a cat, he would name it Ewok. I know
There
what
you go.
Ewoks are. And then he said if he ever got a turtle, he would call it Jar Jar Binks.
Because he
I'm not
hates
sure why, though.
turtles.
I guess. I don't know,
RPG
because
Clyde.
it's funny.
Thank you for the sub, sir. Thank you for the sub, RPG Clyde. Belle hates Ewoks.
I think they're annoying, but they're also cute. And it's like a weird oxymoron. And I think that's the point of them.
Yep.
But they're super annoying, but they're really cute. Like kids, kind of.
Yeah.
Like little children.
Although
You look tired.
I find that the only cute kids are your kids, whoever you is, whoever you're talking to. Kids are not cute. Oh
Right.
my god.
Yeah. My kids are cute.
Of
Shut
course
the
they
fuck
are.
up.
You're their mom. But do you think other people's kids are cute? No, they're not. Their kids are fucking disgusting.
Well, I've met people who have what I would consider to be like cute kids. Like when they're like 3, little kids are super cute. You're like, oh, they can't say words right. It's cute. I don't know.
That's funny.
I'm not
I
part
do
of the
like to
human
I do
race
like to
if I
talk
don't
to like a
Star
6 or
Wars.
7-year-old and ask them questions like, so where what are you studying in college? Are you married? What kind of car do you drive?
Oh,
This,
yeah, those are
ask them all
funny.
that kind of shit, and they just go, what? they can't understand
Yeah.
what you're saying to them.
Those are typical sort of questions that like old people ask little kids.
And Gorgio is sending his kids. Yeah, thank you. Thanks.
Okay, that was really bad. I'm
I thought it
sorry.
was so original.
Oh yes, I think Ingorgio and I should do kid swap. That's not weird, right?
No, it's not rude at all. So
Yeah, it's not weird.
I will say though that all the kids I've ever asked that it was the first time they'd ever heard it. They didn't. No one else was doing it.
Right? Yeah, because again.
So Belle, did you know?
Okay.
Again, old people. I know what you're gonna say. Again, Belle, did you know that the Ewoks? The reason there was even Ewoks was that Endor was supposed to originally be populated by all Wookiees.
I love you, man.
But they couldn't find.
So what happened?
Well, they couldn't afford to do that, so they had to switch to Ewoks.
Oh.
Yeah. Matterman, thanks for the sub. Thank you, Matterman. Is it a
They
matter of
couldn't
man?
afford
It's a
to
Matterman.
put fursuits on everybody
Well,
to be Wookiees.
I think that's what they say. Like if you watch the documentaries or read the books, they say they couldn't afford it. But I don't think it was more they couldn't afford it. They couldn't afford the money. I mean, Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back had already made tons of money. They could afford it. I think what they mean to say was they couldn't find 200 guys that were 7 feet tall.
Oh,
They just they couldn't pull it off, right?
I mean, but did they really need to use 7 feet tall people? Because you can use regular sized people and film them once.
But in 1982, when they filmed
and they
that,
could be
they
any
probably
fucking
couldn't
height.
really.
You say they are.
That I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. So, did the guy who plays Chewbacca, was he like really tall in real life? Is that what it is?
Yeah, he was
They,
that tall.
they couldn't do circus stilts
No, he was
or like
that tall.
platform shoes.
And then the guy.
There's a lot of ways you can make somebody taller. I'm
Robin,
just saying.
It's over. It's already happened.
Okay.
You can't go back. But yeah, the
Okay,
guy
okay,
that
okay.
replaced him was also that same height. I don't know
Okay.
his name. But Peter Mayhew was the original Chewbacca, but he's dead now.
Yeah, I knew
And-
the Ewok actors were little kids. Not
No, they weren't. They were
little
little people.
No, they were kids.
Who's seen Star
I
Wars
saw
700
a
times?
documentary. I like documentaries. I've seen a
Oh, some of
documentary.
the maybe some of the
Most of
extras
the
might have
Ewoks
been
were little
yeah.
kids.
But the
The
one
Ewoks, they were little kids.
the main ones were little people.
Little people.
Yeah. Oh, what's this about Wrath of Khan? What's going on? I saw Wrath of Khan and my eyes were right too.
The best movie ever.
The best movie ever.
Well, like one of the best movies ever.
I stab at
I
thee.
like
Karg.
that. God, I love that movie.
Yeah.
There are,
But like a
lots of
bad
documentaries
marksman,
about
you
Star
keep
Wars, yeah.
missing the target. That's so awesome.
Okay. Was there anything else we were supposed to cover? It's already almost 10 o'clock
I
for
don't think
me.
so. We did 2 hours, everybody.
That's
I-
crazy.
I
I
am
didn't
gonna
think we
upload
were
these
gonna
to
do
YouTube.
2 hours.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I am gonna do it.
Next week, we'll be
next
talking
week-
about Oprah.
Oprah?
I'm kidding. I don't know. I just
Can we get Oprah on the
It's
show?
just
Do you think
joke.
she'll come on? She's not doing anything.
I'll call her.
Yeah, call her.
Yeah.
You're in
I'll call
Chicago,
her.
so don't you have her number?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, good. All right. So next week, Oprah, everybody. Any
Yeah.
final words, Miss Nix?
No.
Miss Jackson, if you're nasty, thank you. All right. well,
GRVEN69 said that was bad. Thank you. We love comments like that. That's awesome.
2 hours of bullshit. That's what it is. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Let's see. The next show on this channel will be Friday. And so come and join us. But more importantly, come back next Wednesday for this
You
bullshit.
get a stream and you get a stream. Yes.
Yeah.
See you all next week.
Good gaming, everyone.